Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.net. Hello everyone, welcome back to Matt's Models and More. It's good seeing you. For those that is here for the first time, welcome. This is a channel dedicated to model building on the automotive side, and we're going to do tips, tricks, and reviews. And today I've got something that's special that's probably going to get me in trouble because I want to be 100% honest with you guys. I will never ever stray away from that. If it's something I absolutely think that is a game changer in our hobby, I'm going to show you. If it's not, I'm going to show you that as well. I was fortunate enough to get contacted by Hozo Designs. And if you've seen anything on Facebook or YouTube lately about this company that designs all kind of things, they got measuring devices, rulers, and they're high tech and they are high quality. But, you know, they show a commercial, and I'll probably put it in here while I'm talking, where they say that this is a hobby cutting device, and it is an ultrasonic cutter. And it looked amazing, looked like something I would definitely want. And I said, sure, let me have it, send it to me, I'll test it out. But it's in trading with me giving an honest 100% review, because that's all I'm going to do for you guys. If you've seen all my other videos on how-tos or anything like that, it's very seldom that I say I don't like something. And I'm not saying that yet about this, but what this is the Hozo design, and this is the Neo Blade. The Neo Blade, and it's supposed to be revolutionary. It's supposed to have, you know, basically cutting at 40,000 cuts per second. And it does have a nice sharp knife. It has multiple blades. I'm going to go over all that at the bench. So matter of fact, let's jump on over there, and I'm going to go over some things to show you what this thing's doing and what it's not doing. Okay, welcome back to the bench, and what we're going over again as in the intro, this is the Hozo Neo Blade. Kind of a neat design. It feels very sturdy in the hand. It's strong, feels well crafted, and it's a neat design because it is well balanced. So in your hand, it actually feels really good. And if you are accustomed to things like Apple products always comes packaged in a way where it's very elegant, sleek. Everything's designed for purpose to be clean. And that's how this came. I won't do the unboxing, but the unboxing came just like an iPhone would come. It was just very clean, very minimalistic, but sleek and modern. And that's kind of how this device is. I know it looks kind of big and bulky, but it's not, because that was the first thing I thought of when I saw it, was like, wow, this thing is going to be heavy and hard to use, but it's not. It actually feels really good in hand.
That's what she said. Don't you dare.
And I'll go over some things and show you some things that just go over before matter of fact, let's go over some of the other stuff, some of the cool features about this thing, because I do got to give it its respect for certain things. For instance, this end cap, it's actually a tool and a blade holder. So if you're changing out your blades, what you would do is on the side where it's got the little knot right there, not, but it's like an Allen wrench. You would use this basically to, you know, I won't take it out because I need to use it here in a second, but you just turn it to the left counterclockwise. You replace the blade. It does come with about 8 different blades. Put a new blade in there, and it even has a magnetic holder, so when you are replacing that, it sticks to that right there, and you can have it hold it as well. So very neat design there. I think this having a magnetic base on this side actually helps as well. I think that's real clever to keep everything together. So that's definitely a pro. Another pro is the way it cuts on, and This thing is so quiet, I didn't even know I had it on at one point. So, see, there's no lights on. You basically twist this, light, that blue light's telling you it's on. So it's on right now. And it has a built-in fan, and here's the vents for it. So it's got a built-in fan, and you'll hear those kick on in a second, but they're still not loud. And you have a, basically, if you just push down on this, you have a light. If you push forward on it, it actually cuts it on. I don't know if you can hear that, but that blade is moving right now. If I was to touch it, it could do some pretty good damage to me. Let go of it, it's off, or you can push this back and it'll stay on the whole time, so you don't have to hold it the entire time. And it's ready to cut right now. And you know, it also came with a mat. I won't. I was going to show you the mat, but there's really no need to. But it is a different mat than these. It's a little bit thicker and made for cutting into, that it won't hurt it. But, you know, clever design. Let me cut this off. All you do is twist it. Now, this is the battery. So in order to change the battery out, you just twist it one more time, and then it comes out. And it comes with 2 batteries and a quick charger. So the charger is in another location as well, but it does come with 2 batteries. Takes 30 minutes to completely charge it. I thought that was great as well. So when I got this, I was excited. I was really excited. And then came me actually using it. And I'm probably going to get in trouble with Hozo Design, but I told them I have to do an honest review. It's a disservice to y'all if I lie to get this product. And Hozo, I will send this back at my cost of shipping, if you need me to, because this is not a cheap tool. The tool itself is $150 on their website. The package I got from them was $300, because it came with the extra battery and the charger and the more blades and the holder for the blades and the cutting mat. So I was looking it up on their website, and I was like, wow. This tool is $300. So con number 1, price. I know there's not a whole lot of ultrasonic cutters out there, but that's for a hobbyist that's making a model that we pay, you know, $30 for. Of course, we do invest a lot more into it with 3D parts and all that stuff, but I would rather spend the money on that than tools. And I go over tools with you guys all the time. And if y'all are new, go to my channel and look at all the previous ones. I'm usually looking for a good deal, cheaper things that actually work in our hobby. And I was taking a stretch with this one just because of the price. And I thought, wow, maybe this is a game changer or the holy grail of model making tools. But I cannot say that. And I'm going to demonstrate why. First, I'm going to show you, I did... this is one of my $3 models I bought at a show that was bagged. Somebody had made it years ago, and I stripped everything down because I was going to rebuild it. And here is my first attempt at cutting the door out with this. And I'm going to do it live just so you can see it. What I'm finding out is that this doesn't really cut styrene as much as it does melt it. And that's one of the bigger problems. Now, you can, you know, maybe use it for getting your supports off of this stuff, but I'm going to go over that and show you that live here in a second as well. So if you look closely, I kept it as straight as I can, and you know, they say you don't have to put a lot of pressure on it. You just let the blade kind of, it's moving so fast, it's kind of sawing very tightly. But it was melting the actual plastic. So here's the door. And I'm usually pretty good with a knife. I use my X-Acto knife all the time to cut trunks out and to cut doors out and all that good stuff. But so that's why I thought this would be a game changer. But look what it does. I mean, it's very jagged no matter how straight I keep it. And I've got a pretty steady hand for a 51-year-old. It also, this can be sanded, but it leaves this melted plastic kind of boiling over. And yeah, you can definitely sand all that down, but where the problem is, it creates too much of a gap between the door and your jamb that you just cut because of the whole melting. And see, and that's, gosh, still has a lot there. But let's go over this live. I will show you this first. This thing is so hard to keep still. Look at the look at the trunk. I started off good. And then look at it. It just will not stay online. I don't know if because of the ultrasonic movement, it just kind of drifts away. So I was like, well, maybe that was my fault. Let me try it again. No, it did it again. It's going all over the place. I can't keep this thing still. And if this was a model, this was just a test piece. If this was a model that I was truly working on, like my Oldsmobile, I would be irate right now. I just cannot use this. I would have to use my X-Acto knife, use the back of the blade is what I normally do, and it would take me forever to get through it because I do it, of course, one stroke at a time.
Really? Nothing.
And I take my time so I don't jump off track. And it does take a long time, and that's why I thought this was going to be the game changer. But as we're going to see, I can't recommend this to my people out there that watch me and hopefully trust me with the stuff that I find and experiment with. A lot of the stuff I do in this hobby is all experimental. I'll do it like with resin or just about anything really that I do. Any tools that I find, such as the jewel picker that seems to be pretty popular. That was just stuff that I experiment with, and it turns out it works out. And if it works out, I'm going to let y'all know. So, all right, enough me babbling on. Let me cut this thing on. We're going to do this live just to check. Yep, it is on. It's got a full battery on it. I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole thing on. And let's zoom in here. And I'm going to try to go as slow and as precise as possible. See what I mean? That's melting right there. That's melting the plastic. I almost touched the blade too, and the blade's got plastic on it, and if I touch it, it's gonna cut me. See there? See that plastic on the tip of the blade? And that, I'm going to go ahead and try to free this up just so we can see how the cut was. It's hard to do on camera. And I don't feel confident that that went all the way through. It sure didn't. So I have to go through, well, broke a little bit there. I'm going to do it again. Yeah, that's way too much material coming off of the model. And in their commercial, they show, which fascinated me, they show a guy working on a Porsche model. Well, that's not even going through. There's probably too much. Yep. So here's a problem. Plastic builds up on there so much that it's actually hardening and ruining the blade. So now I can't even get through this next panel. I'm pushing down right there and it's still not. Yeah, see, that's a problem to me, guys. For the price of this, you would think that, let me cut it off. For the price of this, you would think that that wouldn't happen, because I guess the blade is getting so hot from the movement, the 40,000 movements per second or whatever they claim it is building up too much heat for these models, and it's not going through, and when it does, look what it does. So in that video where they show the guy opening the Porsche door, he cuts down along this side right here, and they make it look like it was so easy, like it was cutting through like butter. But then you have problems like this. Let me see if this is hot. It's warm, and I can probably get that off. But what good is that doing me? I'm all about the stuff that I show for you guys is usually about cost, and it's about ease of use to, you know, make our hobby easier and more enjoyable, so it doesn't take as long. More, yeah, that's coming off. So it'll probably work again. And just for their defense, I mean, they were kind enough to ship this to me and let me use it. Hozo, I honestly do appreciate y'all sending it to me, but you have to understand, I have to be honest. And this is probably good for some other things. Matter of fact, I think we've seen enough with this. I don't think it's going to work good for cutting out panels, which is what I was really, really excited for, because I do a lot of that. I open up trunks, open up doors. That's just stuff that I do. So then I thought, well, okay, well, if it's not good for that, maybe it's good for cutting stuff off sprues. I tried it on a sprue, regular sprue, and it did the same thing. It melted the plastic, and I actually did that first before I did the body. And I was thinking in my head, oh no. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, this is not good. Matter of fact, here is a piece of sprue that was primered gray because I had it touched to something. And now that I've got that off, make sure it's on. Oh, see, the battery's already getting low. Now, they say you're not supposed to push down, that it should just cut right through it. And it does. But once again, it's melting it. All right, that's a problem. And that's what it was doing when I first did it on the sprues that I got. So then I said, well, okay, well, let's look at this. Let's see if all my 3D, you know, kit guys that are printing these out and need to get these off. You can see some areas where I've already done it. Let's start right here. I mean, yeah, it's cutting through that little thin stuff, but you know what? This is not really hard. I mean, you can basically twist this off with your hands and get it off. So spending this kind of money for this kind of tool, I don't think it'd be wise. You see, it does cut through this stuff pretty easily, but you know, for $150, that's too much for me. So I can't recommend this. And again, Hozo, if you need me to ship this back to you, I certainly will, because I understand, and I'm not trying to hurt y'all. And this is probably good for other things that y'all show in y'all's commercials. But for my model making community, I just don't think it's going to be good. Now, y'all put in the comments if y'all think y'all can see it useful for something else, you know, not sprues, not cutting out panels, and not, you know, cutting stuff off the 3D flats. But maybe y'all got something else that it might work for. I don't know. So please understand that this is not any knock on Hozo Design, the company / manufacturer. They actually make some really, really good products. However, this particular product just does not seem to fit for at least what I need. Now, I will say that their communication has been absolutely satisfactory, amazing. I mean, if I send them an email, the very next day I got a response. I think the time difference there is a lot different than ours. But they do an excellent job with communication, and they did reply back. I sent them a very professional email saying, look, I'm sorry. I appreciate you sending this to me. The review just did not work out for what I think it should for the hobby. And they were very gracious, very nice. Said, you know what, keep the tool just for doing the review. And they even said that you may find other uses around the house. So that shows me that they have confidence in their product, which I like. Again, it's a very nice tool, just not made for this this hobby, I feel. Now, the only place it does work in this hobby, and I'll put an asterisk here, is dioramas, because we did find out the wife does modeling as well. She does make miniatures and dioramas. We found out that this tool does work extremely well with like basswood. If it's a thin enough material basswood or even foam board, it cuts right through those things without hurting the blade, jagged edges. I mean, it's super clean cut. I wish I had some film to show you there, but if you make dioramas for your cars, that tool might be worth it because it does work good. And maybe I'll do another video to show that part of it and maybe have the wife involved, because it does cut through foam board well and the basswood. So those types of things I think work great, but the actual model cars, I can't do it. It just won't work. But Hozo Designs, great company. Not a bash on them at all. Not a bash on this tool. Very well-made tool, just not working for this hobby. So guys, I appreciate your time and wanted to make sure you were aware that this was not a bash video. This was more of a cautious video, just to let you know out there. So thank you so much for your support. Please like and share this video. Appreciate all of you guys, and until the next time, keep on rolling.